guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm here to talk about books. Just like every other reader that's out there, I also go through my reading slumps as well. And it's been quite some time since I've fully gone into a reading slump. Today I have 5 tips to share with you guys about how I avoid a reading slump, or when I get into one, how I get myself out. And of course, if you guys have any other tips and tricks, you can also leave them down below. I'm interested to see what other people do and what other things I can possibly implement into my reading experience. The first tip that I have for you guys is to reread a 5-star and go back and annotate it. My 5 stars always find a way to pull me back in to tell me, like, this is why I do what I do. This is why I spend so much time reading and why reading has become such a huge part of my life. And if you're somebody who likes to annotate, it's even better to go back and see the previous annotations that you've made and kind of reconnect with the reader who enjoyed that book in the first place. When you go back and reread a book for the second time or the third time, however, you can always pick up on things that you didn't the first time around reading it, especially if it's already been annotated. But if it hasn't, now's your chance to do so. So the second tip that I have for you guys is to read a novella, because if you're anything like me, I'm a completionist at heart. I love to read a book from cover to cover and knock it off my TBR and say, like, yeah, I just completed that. Finishing a book, no matter the page length of it, is instant gratification for me, and it fuels that need to keep the momentum going and to want to pick up another book right after it. Now, horror novellas are my favorite ones to read because I feel like a book that is 200 pages or less and is done well in the horror genre means more to me than these books that are like really long and that have a lot of backstory. But if you can find those books that are short, to the point, and they pack a punch, those ones are my favorite. So yeah, short books and novellas I always gravitate towards at any time, but especially when I'm in a reading slump. My third tip for you guys would be audiobooks. Audiobooks are one of those things that really just re-sparks my love for reading, especially because I can do other things while I'm reading a book. So I have some other hobbies that I like to do, like building puzzles. I like to crochet. And of course, I clean my house and stuff. So when I have things to do and life feels overwhelming, an audiobook is always there to save the day. Even if you don't have a lot of other things that you need to do, but you still want to read a book, sometimes even picking up the physical book while you're listening to the audio, if that's something that's available to you, is even better than just reading the book alone. Especially if the audiobook is done well. Like, sometimes there will be multiple narrators, there will be sound effects, there will be like bits of music thrown in here and there. When an audiobook is done really well, it tends to bring the book to life for me, and once again, it makes me fall in love with the book that I'm reading. Tip number 4 is to pick up a backlist book from one of your favorite authors. Now, this one only really works if you haven't read the author's entire backlist, or unless you wanted to reread, that's really up to you. But if I'm in a reading slump and I'm really searching, I need a book that's going to pull me out of this, I need something to get me back into reading, going to my favorite author's backlist and picking up a book that I haven't read from them yet tends to do the trick. Most authors have like a theme or something that they do particularly well that really draws you into the book and makes them one of your favorite authors to begin with. So you really know what to expect. And you can go into it with the right expectations and knowing that you might just pick up one of your next favorite books. Of course, that is a perfect way to get yourself out of a reading slump. The 5th tip, and probably the most important tip of all, is do not be afraid to DNF a book. I've been a stubborn reader in the past, and it took me so long to come around to this idea, but I figure I am enjoying reading because I'm reading books that I love. If I'm struggling to pick a book back up, or I just don't want to pay attention to it, I'm trying to read it and I'm getting distracted by my phone, by the TV, whatever else it is, then maybe it's not the book for me. So DNFing a book is extremely important to keeping yourself out of a reading slump, because life is way too short. There are so many books on your TBR that you need to read, so read those instead. So yeah, that is all the tips that I have for you guys today. Avoid a reading slump as best as you can. You don't want them to last longer than necessary. Don't forget that if you have any other tips on how to get out of a reading slump or to avoid one completely, please comment them down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. And of course, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!